It contributed 41% in terms of the actual figures. Out of the 2.7 million metric tons of maize, it contributed 1,066,000 metric tons. That's 40 or 41%. Even in terms of traditional grains, especially sorghum, it contributed 21% out of the 244,000 metric tons of soybean of sorghum, which we are projecting to produce this 2020-2021 season. 50,000 came from the Pfumvudza program. And it also contributed significantly to the soybean success story. Remember, we had a 51% jump from what we achieved the previous season. That is from 47,000 tons per hectare, nationally, to 72,000 metric tons this 2020-2021 season. So we cannot overemphasize the importance of Pfumvudza in the agriculture space. Overall, it is indeed a flagship program. But now, to sustain and to consolidate and to sustain that feat, we now need to look at possibilities of mechanization. We need to mechanize the smallholder community. We need to mechanize that specific flagship program so that we build the efficiencies, so that we build and upscale productivity levels and ultimately production. But at the same time, certain concepts can also be driven from the mechanization agenda, especially in terms of persons or lead farmers who ultimately own equipment can also provide the same service to other surrounding farms or farmers. Obviously, they will get certainly an income, and this squarely and directly talks to Vision 2030 objectives. Remember, Vision 2030 is all about incomes and livelihoods. So the mechanization agenda, yes, immediately it will address issues around efficiencies, productivity levels, as well as production, but also and ultimately issues around incomes and livelihood. So we need to mechanize so that we build the necessary and prerequisites, efficiencies and productivity levels. Remember, this country, what we now need is productivity as well as production, especially in agriculture. We cannot overemphasize the importance of agriculture into the overall economy, in terms of the growth of the rural economy, in terms of the contribution to GDP. Remember, it contributes between 15 and 18% to national annual GDP. And even in terms of employment creation, we are looking at 67%, directly and indirectly, downstream and upstream. So we cannot overemphasize the importance of agriculture, but we now need to do the right thing so that at least we put agriculture at the center stage of our economy and at the center stage of ultimately achieving the objectives of the 2030 vision as enunciated by His Excellency the President.